Keyonte be frying.
Ron, he gets to it. Am I bugging out, Ron?
God.
Does he get to it?
No.
Yeah, and you was hating on him early on in the season too. I remember you was hating that you don't like him at the point, but he been playing the point really well this year.
To be honest with you, I didn't. I wasn't sure if he was smart enough to play the lead guard. I felt like he didn't take care of the ball well enough. Man, I was wrong on that. He actually looks really good at the lead guard spot. Really good. In fact,
if only he could play some defense. If he could play some defense, he'd be an all-star, I think.
What kind of defense are we looking at? What kind of defense?
If he just wasn't maybe the worst defender in the league, he could be like all-star caliber. But he just
is it an IQ
defense
thing? Is it a competitive thing? Is it just he's just
who would he need to be as good as? Would he need to be as good as Gary Trent Jr. on defense to just be
the Gary Trent that I was told was a good defender, or the real Gary Trent?
The real Gary Trent. We only care about reality here.
If he was the real Gary Trent on defense,
who told you Gary Trent was a good defender?
We had a debate about
a lot of people.
Yeah, we had a debate about it a while ago. The Gary Trent I saw this year is like also in the running for one of the worst defenders in the league. So I'm gonna put that to the side. But
he dies on
Gary,
screen.
the Gary Trent that wasn't like a criminal on defense. If Keyonte was that level of defender, like that's a major jump for him. Like I don't know if that would get him to All-Star, but like right now, I don't know if I can name 10 worse defenders than Keyonte in the league. Like that's a
Mars.
Well, I'm trying to get to like a level where he would need to get to, like that level.
You don't need to play defense to be an all-star.
I mean, you should.
Do we not see those two Serbians in the goddamn all-star?
Yeah, okay. I'm sure. Even if we want to like grant that, that's the level of offensive player Keontae's not gonna get to. So I'm saying within his range of offensive outcomes, he needs to be a better defender. Like he just needs to. He's not gonna be generational offensive player where you can play no defense and make an all-star team. If you want to push that agenda, that's fine. Also Lucas Slovenia. But
by the way,
so yeah, for him,
same shit.
Yeah, for him, he would have to get.
No, it ain't Jordan. I'm not. Me
Once
and
upon a
Haitians
time,
aren't the
yeah.
same.
Once
No, the
upon
hell
a time,
it ain't.
If he was
on a scale from 1 to
crazy.
10, Mars, 10 being on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being Joe Dumars and 1 being Luca, where does he have to be?
Where does he have to be?
Where does
He's one.
He has to be about
2
He
above
has to get to about 4 or 5
above Luca.
But if based on that scale,
defense,
if Luca's 1, Keontae's -3. So
There we go.
I mean, so he's
might
off,
be negative
he's
10.
off. Yeah, he's off the scale. If Luca's 1, Keontae's -3. But if he can get to 4 or 5, where he's not just
average.
actively sabotaging your defense every time he plays, then I think you've got like all-star level impact. Like he just needs to be. He's not. I don't think he's gonna be neutral. If he can get to just slightly negative, like slightly below average, I think that would be a
he
good
don't gotta
outcome
be
for him.
none of that shit to make the all-star team. All he gotta legitimately do is average about 27. And guess what? All-star guaranteed.
Larry Markkinen averaged 27 this year and didn't make the all-star team.
That's
so
a fact.
I don't agree with that.
That is a fact.
Okay,
So,
well,
I mean,
I still don't agree with that.
I think
Maybe
he
with
gets
a
an all-star
bunch of
game or two.
injury. Yeah, but I said all-star caliber and Şengün made the all-star team. So I'm not talking about making all-star team. I'm saying all-star caliber.
For sure.
Okay,
I said that the first time, all-star caliber. So in order to be all-star caliber, yeah, I think he has to be a slightly below average defender, not one of the 10 worst in the NBA.
So when you say all-star caliber, define that. Because like you have all NBA caliber, and that kind of means, I guess that means that you're in the caliber to be an all NBA player. But if you make an all NBA, even if there were injuries and stuff, aren't you still all NBA caliber?
Like we talking about him.
Yeah, it's weird. It's kind of like it's a feeling. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like
no, we don't talk about feelings.
Donovan Mitchell is an all NBA caliber player. Devin Booker, I think, is an all NBA caliber player.
Yeah.
Austin Reeves is an all-star caliber player. You get what I'm saying?
Those two things are
like
not the same thing. Those two things are not the same.
But like, I couldn't.
If Austin Reeves can make an all-star team,
what the difference
Keonte George can.
What it sounds to me, Mars, like you're saying,
Keonte defensively is actually like huge.
What it sounds like, Mars, is what it sounds to me like you're saying is Keyonte George. If we could get some defense, the gap between him and I don't know, let's say Garland might close. Like he could get close to him as a lead guard. I don't hate that. I don't hate that gap between them. I don't.
Yeah, maybe
I don't think
that
I don't think it would be
in and
that
around
big.
his range. Yeah, it
Yes.
could be in and around his range. But yeah, if he could just be not detrimental on defense. I think he could be all-star caliber. That's it.
Ron, if we could get Keyonte George to be an average defender, is it ridiculous to think that we could have a conversation about him being one of the 10 best league guards in the game?
Absolutely.
I think he's gonna be there. I think with or without the defense, he's gonna be there just because he's such a good scorer. And the reason why I'm saying this,
Ron, I don't think you know how bad he is as a defender, Ron. I don't think you know.
I'm projecting the
people
Utah
have
Jazz
Trae
are
Young
actually gonna be a pretty good team.
People have Trae Young.
You see what I'm saying?
That's because he's an elite distributor and he's an elite playmaker. Keyonte George ain't that.
Tyrese Halliburton is an all-star.
And Tyrese Halliburton is also maybe the best.
Well, Tyrese Halliburton is not the level of defender as those guys. He's way better than him. So.
Yeah, he a better defender. He's not that great of a defender, but he's a better defender.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'm just. I don't think you guys are like comprehending.
Tyrese was a good defender, though.
I know.
I think the different with Tyrese. Obviously, Tyrese is a good distributor too. But like Tyrese was a good defender though, and then he ended up going to Indiana where he had to do the majority. Well, play a different brand of basketball where he got a different role. So. Now, people don't give him that role of like a horrible defender. Not saying that he is. Keyonte is a bad defender. I think Mars a little bit more critical on him than a lot of other people would be critical on his defense, which is cool. That's just that's what comes with the territory. He is a bad defender, but as far as like Mars got him as just a goddamn like a walking
one of the 10
kind of like you are with
Sengun
in the league. Kind of like how you feel about
Sengun. I never said Sengun was a bad defender. You never heard me say he was a bad defender. I'm talking about him as a player.
I don't think he's one of the worst players in the NBA.
You said he sucked, Jordan.
Yeah, him and a man. Don't forget I said that about a man too. But I'm just saying, I'm just saying for the most part, like it's very hard to get an all-star out of Utah in the first place. You know what I mean? Like,
no, it ain't. Lauri Markkanen just made the all-star team a couple of years ago. So no, it's not. Lauri Markkanen
when the game was in Utah.
But he still made the all-star team. Yeah.
But Lauri Markkanen is all-star caliber, to be fair.
Yes, he was.
But I'm just saying,
I think Utah gonna start winning. That's why I think that.
I was gonna say that. I don't know. Their team's gonna be interesting next year because I don't know how a defense with Keyonte,
I'm starting the propaganda.
Ace Bailey and Lauri Markkanen at the 3 works. But we'll see.
Chill, no way.
Now they're gonna trade somebody, Mark. They're gonna trade somebody. They're gonna trade somebody for a vet. They're gonna need, in order for Utah to turn around. And I'm not talking about Kevin Love. I don't want to hear that shit. That motherfucker need to be out the NBA. He robbing people at this point.
We need vets, Jordan. What the hell?
No.
Taj Gibson just signed the contract. Stop the bullshit. Taj Gibson just got on somebody.
I'm about to go like swipe on this. They need playable vets. That's what they need. They need vets that you can play on the floor with them that can change the culture. They need them a swing man vet, like somebody that can kind of anchor a defense type of vet. They don't necessarily have to be an offensive killer, but they need like one of them vets, like like when Trevor Ariza was floating around. They need somebody like that over there. Yeah. And when they get that, Utah gonna get to that top 6, 7, 8. I mean, top 6, 7 in the West, and then they're gonna have action. If Keyonte is leading that team and scoring, Lauri Markkanen is not gonna get that dial up. It's gonna be Keyonte. I'm telling you.
Which I don't have a problem with that.
That's why I don't think the defense is gonna bother Keyonte too much. And I'm gonna tell you the truth. Keyonte gonna be a better distributor next year too. Like once they realize like, dude, he's a really good scorer and they gotta really guard him like as a number 1 scoring option.
This is a better distributor. That I'm talking about that you and Ron and Penn and all of y'all jump on me about when I think that a guy is gonna be a better shooter or like when. Like, why? Because there's tangible evidence that Keyonte can pass the ball. There's no evidence men can shoot. Like, we don't need to equate them to being the same thing. That's just not true.
You project because a player will make 3 jump shots in a month, and you'll be like, if they could just figure it out. We're saying the guy averaging 7 assists might become a better passer. Like, that's you don't see the difference.
I do.
That's a very big difference.
But I do see the difference in that. But if a guy 3 jump shots in a month is wild as hell. But
that's a man. That's a man. He might have made like 20 the whole year.
Yeah, 3 jump shots in a month is wild as hell. When I see somebody that has the traits to be a respectable jump shooter, and I say that, automatically I get jumped.
But when you say a man has those traits,
and I do think he does have those.
But there's no evidence
what are
he has
those
traits.
Phil? What are
the only evidence is that he's actually making free throws this year. That's the only evidence.
That's number 1.
Like what are those traits though?
Okay, so when I watch a guy shoot the basketball, I look at his form, I look at his base, I look at how balanced he is. I look at stuff like that to see what kind of jump shooter he is, and I look at the consistency of his form. When I see a man get to the mid post, when he has that 2 dribble pull up in the mid post, and I see his form, and I'm thinking, okay, we got something to work with there. We have something to work with there, which means that when I see him in the mid range, and I'm thinking, okay, if we got something to work with there, we can move this out a little bit more to 16, 17 feet if we worked with him, because the mechanics are there, as opposed to a guy who, like, I'm thinking about a guy like Ben Simmons was never going to be a good jump shooter. It just was never going to happen. He was never going to be a good jump shooter. The mechanics weren't there. The balance wasn't there. None of that. I just don't think he was ever going to be a good jump shooter.
Does the confidence to take a shot, like, does that matter to you? Like the guy who's taking it with confidence, even though he's missing?
Yes, it does matter.
Yeah,
it does matter to me. Yes,
Masai Ujiri, who's one of the best scouts, in my opinion, ever. He had the same thoughts that you're having right now about Pascal Siakam in New Mexico State. Like, he just felt like, okay, he's not hitting threes, but that midi pull up and his consistency and and like just how his follow through goes and his base, we can work with this. And I think this year they had the same thought with Colin Murray Boyles. You know, not a good jump shooter, but again, there's enough there that we can work with this. So yeah,
Ron,
I agree with you.
Ron, you seen her? You seen her? Her gear ain't super fresh. Her hair ain't all the way together, but like, man, if I cleaned her up a little bit, if she had some pants on that actually fit her, because you see the figure.
I don't want no pants on that fit.
You trying to squeeze all that her?
You see the figure, Ron. You see it. You see what she would look like instead of having on those 8 jeans. She actually is really a 5. But if we could get her in those 5 jeans, like, you see her hair. Like, if she had a shorter haircut, like, you see how nice her face is. Like, we got something to work with there. As opposed to that bitch is whack. She dirty. Yo, let's clean her up. And once you clean her up, you're like, damn, yo.
Chill, I have no intentions of cleaning up a dirty bitch and trying to be like, damn, yo. It's no way I'm
development is,
woman
Jordan.
Dirty.
That's what development is, though, Jordan.
Man,
I'm
not developing a dirty motherfucker. That's crazy. Chill. Ain't no way you look at a hobo and say, bro, I'm gonna clean her up. And be
Jordan,
like,
you ain't never did that?
Hell no. You
so I'm in the process of doing that right now. Hey, Jordan, look, some Dove body wash and some Listerine can go a long way.
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. With a check, throw smoke, and the hoes go ham. You ain't never seen hoops out here did raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. Yeah, this that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.